Hey, welcome everyone. This is the tennis podcast. We are Beach Brothers. Are you guys ready to talk something about tennis?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Our pleasure.
What do you guys think about the past or the present and the future rivalries that you has? Guys, what do you think? Who do you think is
I think
the?
it's a great, exciting topic, and I have done a lot of historical studies about the rivalries.
Okay, that's interesting.
And one of the things which comes in mind, I was reading on the match with Borg and McEnroe. I think they had a great rivalry during those times. And there was a set which went on two, set won by Borg, and then he's down by two, and then McEnroe coming back by 2 more, 2-2, and then last one being won by him. I think there was a great match which shows the competitiveness in tennis. It's really great. It's really what do you think?
Yeah, I think pretty much some of those rivalries has been very exciting to watch. From the time I started watching, I think what first match I watched was I remember from 96 or 97 US Open quarterfinals between Sampras and Agassi. I think that was the most. That was when I got onto television, wanted to watch every particular point,
Makes sense.
And unfortunately, it's like this: when we have to try to measure rivalries, you have to look at what all surfaces they actually played. Unfortunately, Sampras and Agassi never really played even a single match in a clay court.
Yes.
Right. It was always, and even Australia, they played only one side from I recall. Most of the matches were all the mostly ATP thousands or US Opens and Wimbledon, and where Sampras really dominated.
I think the later half of Agassi's career kind of bloomed more that, and then the rivalry between him and Sampras became more prominent.
But what I like is the substantiating the whole thing by the quantitative results, right? So if you really see who won how many matches and what was it, was it so competitive, right? Was it neck to neck?
It is head to head if you calculate.
Sampras leads Agassi quite a good margin is what I can imagine.
I think so.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Right.
But if you look at it, we all know Agassi won all Grand Slam in all the surfaces, and we know historically
the competitiveness.
Americans himself think that Agassi was a way better player. Sampras just that he had 14.
Yeah, but that's where we have to look at the scoring, right? How close the matches were, right? When Agassi and Sampras. So if they're too close and there's two really close matches, everybody's enjoying. That's the constructive rivalry and a lot of fun to watch, right? What is
So
the
you started with the Borg and the McEnroe,
Yeah.
right? So do you know how many head-to-head they have? Seriously.
Well, I think we can look at. If I ask ChatGPT or Google, it will give me the whole historical competitiveness between Borg and McEnroe. But subjectively, I was thinking when you look at Serena and Venus, what do you think? Were they competitors?
Oh yeah, they are.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, two sisters.
Oh yeah,
Like
there is a famous movie for it.
Yeah, constructively competitive. That's the thing. The important part of this whole competitiveness is a lot of fun to watch those matches. Really
Yeah.
great matches.
Just to add to that, I think their first ever match, Venus and Serena were supposed to play in one of the Grand Slams, and their dad pulled Serena out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because he didn't want it, because there's so much focus on that particular match. Entire crowd was there to just watch their match.
I think he also didn't watch come to the Wimbledon final to watch
Wimbledon
it.
final.
Yeah.
That was later, but the first match he didn't let that happen because there is so much focus. I don't know, maybe sisters wanted to play it, but the dad really didn't want that
Right.
to happen. Maybe he wanted more media to come and get that attention. But it might worked out in the end. But there was a huge controversy.
So
they didn't want that to.
So after that generation, I strongly feel Rafa and Roger, their rivalry is so big. What do you guys think? Srini?
Yeah, but
No, go for it.
sorry Srini, I would
Go ahead.
to jump in a little bit here because I think more important is that what do we learn from the rivalry, right? So the question is how do they inspire the next generation?
That's true.
I think that's the other one, right? Pradeep, what do you think?
Yeah. So I think what happens with rivalries is like Serena and Venus we talked about, right? So Serena and Venus, both of them, I think their rivalry is so big that it makes their game better. They also competed so fiercely. They were almost like examples. They were the ones to beat amongst everybody. Same thing with, I mean, I know we want to get to Rafa, Roger and Novak.
Yeah, that's the
because
interesting
they are
topic.
They are the big ones.
Let's go with
Yeah.
Rafa Roger.
Yeah, to add to that, like what do you mean by rivalry? That means top players, two top players or two or three top players consistently playing at a very top level, and meeting is mostly in the semi-finals or the finals of the big events,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But if you look at the women's, like we spoke about Serena and Venus, I don't think we saw them enough playing in the highest level, competing at each other at the same event, right? Venus won pretty at the start, a lot of events. Then Serena won. Then women's rivalries in last 20-30 years, we haven't really seen
Yeah, that's
enough as a rivalry. There have
Right.
been women who came and dominated for a year or two.
One Grand
And
Slam, two
one,
Grand Slam.
Slam, they went away. Like
Yeah.
I remember watching Clijsters versus Justin
Oh, yeah.
Henin, you know. And I was so much looking forward them to have that kind of rivalry, but suddenly Clijsters went away. They played 2 Grand Slam finals, and it was great finals.
No, Iga was there for 3 Grand Slams.
Yeah.
See, the thing is that one person generally we have seen that they continue to dominate for a number of years.
Yes.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
But then that's where the new people come in, and at some point someone takes over, right?
That's
So
true.
like, what is the latest?
Let's talk about Roger and Rafa. That's the interesting topic. So Roger and Rafa, at least when I started watching tennis, they are the big legends. Okay, they are the biggest guys.
course.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, of course. They are the greatest of.
I remember Roger and Rafa match in Wimbledon. How many guys watched that match?
I think that's the
I
most
think everybody
vast.
watched
It's a 2 days match, and that's an incredible match.
2009 Wimbledon final.
Yeah.
That is Nadal won that.
Nadal won that.
You
and
are
that is the
supporting
most-
whom in that? That's the important part, right?
I'm a big supporter of Rafa.
I think we all got split in that because maybe at the start we started supporting Nadal, then got moved.
I
to
love
Federer.
Roger. You know, I even have a T-shirt with Roger. I'm going to wear it tomorrow.
I think the most important thing about, yeah, I know there is the Rafa gang and then there is the Roger gang and all that, but I think the most important dynamic is that so like Roger has a little bit of a weakness against Rafa,
Yeah.
and then Rafa has a weakness against
No.
Novak
Yeah,
mentally,
it is.
and then Novak has a mental thing against Roger
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah.
So that dynamic, that dynamic
Are
of
we-
all three having a
they
mental stick against each
Yes.
other, I think that's a big thing.
Djokovic, yeah, or-
Oh yeah, he does have.
I'm a big Novak fan, but I'm just saying, like, it is. I think over the years, I think we have been privileged for 20 years
Oh,
of
yeah,
like just
yes,
unbelievable tennis first. But I think this dynamic of each one having a mental block, or not a block especially, but in general, like one person being mentally stronger when they play against the
I think
other
that's-
person,
yes, great place.
and that coming along cyclically, I think that is a big
So
thing.
big-
Yeah, but you have seen that video where you know you had this tennis ball on the shoulder of a person, and Roger hitting that ball.
Oh yeah, I did.
Well, but they are pros, so
Yeah,
you know.
So
Amazing.
They are
Don't
trained
try
to do that.
Don't try that. No. It's not
So
gonna work.
on the
I'm
head-to-head
trying to
matches,
still hold
so
on.
this is a serious question. Head-to-head matches between Roger and Rafa. Do you know the count? So I'm just looking at the internet. It is a head-to-head. Rafa is leading 24. Roger is 60.
Really?
Yeah.
How many in
Let me
clay?
double check that.
I don't know. This is total. This is
See,
total.
overall in terms
Overall.
of that's a
Are you
good
sure it
stat.
doesn't sound right?
If you
Yeah, it is.
if you-
Statistics are
It's a fact.
So now that we talked about Roger and Rafa enough, right? Okay, in the next generation, who do you think these kind of rivalries can project?
I really doubt in last 20 years of rivalry is ever going to be ever repeated because that kind of consistency and more physicality in terms of how well they took care of their bodies is never going to be repeated.
Yeah.
But just to be looking at existing set of players, I'm actually really looking forward to obviously Alcaraz, Sinner matches. What's going to happen?
Yeah,
going
that
forward.
are interesting.
But actually, that is the next level. But currently, what we're seeing, I think Medvedev is really taking over. It's almost 40 matches he's played in the year, and he's
In a
lost
row.
only once, now twice.
I think
Yeah,
today's
yeah.
25 matches in a row.
Yeah, that's something to be. We need to speak about it.
I have to
Yeah, go ahead.
little bit disagree with you in the sense that I think the past rivalry was great. We have great examples, but I think in future also there are great players coming out. And but I will agree with you on the Alcaraz and Sinner. I think that's something we are going to see a lot more. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Medvedev and Sinner will be my two. Alcaraz, I mean, I don't know. With his injuries, I think that might be an
His
issue.
game
But
style.
I think Medvedev definitely. I think
So there's a question, right? So who in 23 or 24 is going to win Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon and US Open? Grand Slam.
Look, easiest answer for me is like Novak is not going to win Wimbledon for sure. Next 2-3 years, I don't think anybody is going to catch Wimbledon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Australian is where I'm thinking he may not have the
Maybe-
edge like how he had it like gosh 10 years. Maybe Medvedev or somebody else would come and take it. Clay court, I don't think that I still think Nadal this could be his last. If he again one more, he's only just one more injury
Very
away from the
interesting.
retirement.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Just one big injury is done. right?
Very interesting though.
And US Open is always been mixed in
What
the
do you
last
think,
10
man?
15
US
years.
Open, anybody
So,
can win, right?
I
Like
think
US
Australian would be
Yeah.
Medvedev.
Yeah.
Well, Wimbledon would be Novak, and this one is going to be tougher. The French Open is going to be very tough. Like it can be anyone.
Oh,
Because
yes, Open.
US Open, I think Novak. I bet if US allows Novak here, Novak will be the will win the US Open.
I
So
think-
not one person is winning all four, is what you are saying.
That's not
No,
gonna-
I think
it's not gonna happen.
So
Has it happened?
Australian Open is done. So this year, so Novak already won it.
So he's the one.
Yeah,
He's the
So
one.
I think,
think
so
you're
I think
projecting
I
that.
think French Open is going to be Alcaraz is going to win French. I think.
Yeah.
I think
if he's fit.
Yeah. Wimbledon is a tough call. I don't know if it's going to be very
For me,
obvious.
Wimbledon is the
Novak. I
easiest
would
call.
like Novak to win. I think Medvedev has a big serve. So if you have a
Medvedev
big
hasn't
serve,
gone even
then
past
Oh, yeah.
third round in Wimbledon.
In past,
No, he played. He got to the quarters last year, I think. But
Quarters?
anyway, I think so.
Russians didn't even play Wimbledon.
We have to check that. But anyway,
Is anyone
I
going to
think
win London?
US Open is just anybody can win the US Open. So that's how it's happened so far. So
Who is going to see which matches?
what about women though?
In
Like,
person.
who do you guys think in women? What do you guys think? Who's going to be the next?
until unless Indian Wells, I was thinking Giga is going to be win, but she got injury. She got her game style different. Women's is always tough.
No, I think French Open, because of the amount of toss spin she has, I think Iga has the edge for French Open.
French Open?
again.
Okay.
Wimbledon again, it's pretty even, but again,
It's,
Rybakina
yeah,
won last year,
Rybakina, yes.
and now she's looking even
Sabalenka
better.
and Rybakina are
That seems to be
big
rivalry
hitters.
to look for.
Guys, great discussion.
Sabalenka won the Australian Open this year. Oh yeah.
Very interesting. Very
Okay.
interesting thought process here. But is anyone going anywhere? Like you see US Open or Wimbledon?
Recently, we went to Miami Open.
Miami.
Yes.
You
US
went to
Open.
see the tennis in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I plan to go to
I don't know.
Garros
Oh, yeah.
in May.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome,
That's
man.
awesome. All the
Yeah.
best, man.
Hope you see
Excited.
Rafa.
Yeah.
Oh, you see Rafa.
Let's see.
Cool.
Well,
Yes. Wow. That's your favorite, anyways, right?
I like tennis in general, so it's good.
Okay, so this is a nice conversation, guys. Happy to talk with you,
Until next.
and hope to see you soon.
Guys, great discussion. Lot of
Yep.
facts. Very exciting. Guys, thank you for watching. We are the Beast Brothers. See you next time.
Please
Share
like
and
and subscribe.
subscribe.